Langeland is a part of Denmark, and it actually means the long country. It's about 2.5 hours drive away from our capital. The island is very long, 52 kilometers long, but you are never more than 5 kilometers from the coast because it is so narrow. We have about 142 kilometers of coastlines, and in the one side we have calm water protected by land. On the other side, the more wild, windswept water. There are over 100 registered shipwrecks in the nearby seas, and we have 20 different fish species. We are only a population of 12,500 people, but we yearly receive around 500,000 of tourists. And then Langeland is a very green island. We produce 150% green energy corresponding to our use, so we export also green sustainable energy. Tourism and sport is important for the island, sustainable tourism. We have a lot of nature and a lot of animal life. For instance, we have a big population of wild horses, so tourism should be people that care for nature when they come by visiting us. And outdoor sport is a good combination with sustainability and sustainable tourism. Furthermore, we have focus on broaden the seasons. For instance, here in February 2021, we have our first winter bathing festival. We are a small island with nature and a lot of warm hearts and openness, but that's also our greatest potential. Outdoor sport is an area where we have an advantage over places and cities we normally can't compete with. We know that when people first have been to our island, they will return, and sport events is a reason to go. And then we'll just know you will come again because you are swept away by the wonderful nature. And outdoor sport combined with nature and the things that we can offer is a perfect match. First of all, we have figured out what our site-bound potentials are. We can't do anything, and we don't want to do anything on Langeland. We have looked for partners within a limited range. Our focus has been to use our site-bound potential, sustainable events and activities, and also where we have a local engagement and recognition. We do not need to attract 0.001% of the world's population. For us, it's more than enough to attract 0.00001% of the world's population. So we have to be excellent in what we do. And therefore, we have also looked into different kind of sport activities. What are our site-borne potentials? And we can see that underwater hunting, Langeland is a perfect place to do that. We have had the European Championship, we have the African Championship, and next year we have the Danish Championship in underwater hunting. It's a perfect place for SUP, for angling, windsurfing, kite surfing, diving, kayak sailing, and water leaping. So it's the activities connected with water that we are looking into. When we looked into what our strengths was, what the site-bound potential was, we also saw that it was different along the island. For instance, in the south, we saw a potential for water leaping, an extreme sport within water. And we are now planning to build a high tower to jump from. And in that connection, we have a discussion with our surf people, because they argue that a high tower in the harbor will take some of their wind away. And we have looked in that windsurfing is better in another place at the island. So we do a lot in trying to find the site-bound potential and also make it different places to have the uniqueness. But yes, you will have to go into also a long and good discussion to find compromises so that our local people can see the idea, because to us, when we are so small, it is necessary that everyone thinks it's a good idea, that we are working in the same way. So now we are actually in a process with making a local plan and also making fundraising for the actual buildings. Yeah, our underwater hunting is a very good success story, and it wasn't even the municipality who came on the idea. It was actually local enthusiasts together with the Danish Association for Underwater Hunting that discovered that one of the best places in Europe to do underwater hunting is actually at Langeland. So from there, we built on and developed the case. And as I said before, we have had the European Championship, we have the African Championship, and next year we have the Danish Championship. And when you go into that, you can also start to see other potentials. As I said in the beginning, we have over 100 registered racks out along the shores at Langeland. So diving after that is also coming in, and that has a potential that had shown itself after the underwater hunters started out there. So one thing leads to the next, but within the same kind of sport, you can say, or spare time activity. The most tourist at Langeland is Germans, and the next biggest group is Danes. And we have actually seen the opposite from many other places, because we have nature, we have space. We have luckily almost none infected with COVID-19 on Langeland, and haven't had very many. And this security, stability, free air, space enough has attracted a lot of people. So our high season that normally ends by the 1st of September is still going on. And we have never seen so many tourists on Langeland as this year. Actually, we were a little bit run over we hadn't expected so many. But again, that makes us quite sure that we are on the right path, also with all the sustainability thoughts. Langeland is a very sustainable island. We haven't just not made any case of it, because that's the way we live. But now we can also say, maybe we should say it a little bit louder, that yes, we are sustainable, and we can see that by the people coming visiting us. Driving to us, we have a bridge, but also sailing. A lot of sailors come visiting us too, and also with the ferry. So we are looking into continuing taking care of our nature, our sustainability, and our outdoor image. We have indeed learned that we should keep on to our plans. We don't have any big malls or any Disneyfication of things. We have a lot of authentic experiences where you come and go down in your pace, experience your family, yourself, your surroundings, with a lot of cozy, nice shops. So holding on to this authentic mood taking care of our nature in a sustainable way, and also developing the tourism area continuously sustainable. We are now not anymore in doubt that that's the right direction, and maybe before someone had dreamt of having this big mall too, like all the others. But as I used to say, you don't get in the first place if you just go or drive after someone else. So I think the unique way that Langeland has chosen is also the way that we now know we should keep on to. If someone wants to play with us, I could see it could be very fun to make a marathon or triathlon event running from north to south on the long country, Langeland, because I think that running, extreme sport, bicycle, every water sports, running is a beautiful match, and you will definitely get an experience that you didn't expect.